Today, from Oklahoma City, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports. Joe Burrow and the Oklahoma City Nighthawks taking on Teddy Bridgewater and the London Black Knights.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with their opponents. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be taken out by the product of the University of Louisville, the talented Teddy Bridgewater.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. The numbers in last week's contest for Ingram: 8 catches, 51 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott, and they're able to get this one across the 35.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Here's Bridgewater. And he fires one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's got.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, all right? The number of touchdowns, what was that, 5 last week?
Yeah.
But 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick? But I'm betting that he continues the streak in this game.
So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And able to get this out to the 25. Getting set to go again here, Teddy Bridgewater coming back onto the field. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying thanks a lot. You held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Bridgewater. And his throw's going to be incomplete. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Here's 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. Over the middle, he's got his tight end, Ingram. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Play action now. Bridgewater. That's caught by Galladay. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion. Really good pickup.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. To throw, Bridgewater. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? First down carry by Elliott. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Bridgewater finds his tight end, Ingram. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Bridgewater. Being chased out left. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. A give to Elliott. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. On 2nd down, Elliott once more. And he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Bridgewater now. He'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. A.J. Boye with a pick. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
They go play action with Burrow. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Burrow looking to pass. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the 2nd half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st down, it's Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
From the gun, Bridgely 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Throwing, Bridgewater. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing. And that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3. Just get the ball right to the receiver.
This is the hitch route. And tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step, like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
Elliott on 1st down, going to get about 3 before he's taken down.
2nd and 7.
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Now Jason Sanders for the field goal try. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. Airing it out deep for Smith. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt.
London about set to take over on offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Bridgewater. It's Hill, complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, third and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Bridgewater. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. A short throw to Ingram, and he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
On third down, Bridgewater. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
They'll run it with Elliott. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. From the 25 on 2nd down. Bridgewater. Open man is Galladay, complete. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. A first down throw for Bridgewater. Going right back to Galladay. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. Bridgewater. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw there taken in by Smith. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. This is Smith with a grab. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. That's out to the flat for Edmonds. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. From just shy of midfield, Burrow. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. On third down, Burrow. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Again, it's Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, good work in that first half. More from you guys in a minute. But first, let's get to some score.
And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. On second down, this is Edmonds.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Back to the ground on first down, Edmonds. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Burrow. Escaping the pressure right.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Second down and another run with Edmonds. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. Burrow will throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And Boswell's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. They don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
48 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Complete. Richardson has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Elliott. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Back to throw. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, that play really didn't fool them. They completed the screen pass, but for lost yardage, a really nice play by the defense.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Here we go. Right there. 58 times. Here we go. Big 13. Big 13.
Now Burrow. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They'll run on 1st down. Edmonds. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
2nd and 12. Here's Burrow. He'll go out to the flat for Edmonds. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got Jack Doyle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They're going to look to throw. Left side, Doyle with it. That catch good for only a couple.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow got an open man. It's Washington. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. And Burrow going to throw again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Boswell's kick is good. And they continue to lead in the battle of field goals here. It's now 9-3. second field goal here this third quarter and his third of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. Leave him alone and let him focus.
London about set to take over on offense. And Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
The offense on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Again, it's Elliott. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Bridgewater. And my goodness, another interception. A.J. Boye with a pick. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. It's then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. First down, here's Burrow. He finds his man, complete. It's Doyle. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Burrow going to keep this himself. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
On 1, right?
Third and 2, now Burrow. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run with Murray. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. Latavius Murray unable to lower those shoulders and get the first. And as a result, possession switches hands. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. And again, it's Bridgewater. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Richardson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. To throw, Bridgewater. He'll get this one to Galladay.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
To the air again with Bridgewater.
Open man is the tight end, Troutman.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the gun, Bridgewater. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Kenyon Drake hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Black Knights are an extra point away from going back on top here in the 4th.
He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Important extra point there, up and good, and they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
Now Burrow on first down. He finds his man complete. That's Doyle. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Throwing again on second down. Burrow. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the return will stop right around the 25. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
7 yards, the pick up there.
To throw again on second down. Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
And Burrow's saying, let's go, let's go. Here's Burrow.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 8, and time a huge factor. How costly of an interception will that be? It's time to find out. 1st and 10.
Throwing, Burrow. He's got Doyle.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Burrow's throw complete there to Smith.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Burrow.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Burrow.
He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. flush to his right. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. To throw, Burrow. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Don't do us like that.
So the face mask tacked on at the end of the play. Half the distance going to lead to a 1st and goal.
And obviously those are important yards to be giving up this close to your own goal line.
And he gets in just in the nick of time, so they get the touchdown they need. Now they need a 2-point conversion to tie it.
So they got the touchdown they needed to cut this to 2, but now they've got to get back to the huddle. No celebration time. Got to figure out what they're going to do on the 2-point conversion.
Touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the 2-point conversion to tie the ball game.
Now Burrow.
And they don't get it. It's incomplete. They got the touchdown, could not, however, get the 2-point conversion to cap it, and they're still down by a pair.
And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though. Now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for our visitors,
they're back to 500 as they move to 4-4 on the year.
And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.